Welcome back to Speak English Fluently. Today, James and I are talking about something very important for success. It is how to stay focused on your goals. Many people start with a lot of motivation, but after a few days or weeks, they lose focus and stop trying.
Yes, that happens to many people. At the beginning, they feel excited because they have a new dream or a new goal. They tell themselves that this time they will work hard every day. But after some time, they become distracted, tired, or impatient.
I think one of the biggest reasons people lose focus is because they want results too quickly. They want to see success immediately, and when they do not see fast progress, they feel disappointed.
That is very true. Many people want big results in a short time. They want to become successful in a few weeks or a few months. But most goals take time. Real success usually comes slowly.
I think people forget that progress is not always easy to see. Sometimes they are improving every day, but because the change is small, they think nothing is happening.
Yes, and that is why people should focus on small daily progress instead of waiting for one big result. Even one small step every day can create a big change after a few months.
Another reason people lose focus is because they compare themselves too much with other people. They look at someone else who is more successful and start feeling bad about themselves.
Comparison is very dangerous because it makes people forget their own progress. Everyone has a different journey, different timing, and different struggles. Just because someone else is moving faster does not mean you are failing.
Social media can also make this problem worse. People see others making money, traveling, buying expensive things, or becoming famous, and then they start thinking that they are behind in life.
Yes, but people need to remember that social media usually shows only the best moments. It does not show the hard work, stress, fear, and failure behind the success.
I think another important thing is having clear goals. Many people say they want success, but they do not know exactly what they want.
That is true. If people do not know what they are working for, it becomes very easy to lose focus. They need a clear goal because clear goals give direction.
For example, instead of saying, I want to be successful, someone can say, I want to improve my English, I want to grow my YouTube channel, or I want to save money.
Yes, because specific goals are easier to follow. When people know exactly what they want, they can create a plan and track their progress.
I think people should also stop trying to do too many things at the same time. Sometimes they have 5 goals, 10 ideas, and too many distractions.
That is a very common problem. When people focus on too many things, they usually make slow progress in all of them. It is better to focus on one important goal at a time.
That does not mean people cannot have other dreams. It just means they should decide which goal is the most important right now.
Exactly. Once they become stronger and more organized, they can work on other goals too. But in the beginning, too many goals can create confusion.
I think distractions are also one of the biggest reasons people lose focus. Phones, social media, games, and wasting time can make people forget what they really want.
Yes, and sometimes people do not realize how much time they lose every day. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and suddenly many hours are gone.
That is why people should protect their time. Time is very important because once it is gone, it never comes back.
Exactly. People should ask themselves, is this helping me move closer to my goal? Or is it only wasting my time? That question can help people stay focused.
So maybe the first lesson is simple. People do not need to be perfect. They only need to stay consistent.
Yes, small progress every day is much better than doing nothing. People who stay focused and consistent usually achieve more in the long term.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of this conversation. In part 2, James and I will talk about motivation, discipline, routines, and how to stay focused even on difficult days.
We will also talk about how people can avoid procrastination and keep moving forward even when progress feels slow.
Welcome back. In part 1, James and I talked about why people lose focus and how distractions, comparison, and unclear goals can make success more difficult. Now, we are going to talk about motivation, discipline, and how people can stay focused even on difficult days.
Yes, because many people believe they need motivation all the time. They think they can only work when they feel excited or inspired. But motivation does not stay forever. Some days people feel strong and energetic, but other days they feel tired, lazy, or discouraged.
That is why discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation can help people start, but discipline helps them continue.
Exactly. Discipline means doing the work even when you do not feel like it. It means staying committed to your goal even when progress is slow and even when nobody is supporting you.
I think many people quit too early because they expect fast results. They work hard for a short time, and when they do not see success immediately, they lose hope.
That is very true. Most goals take much longer than people expect. Success is usually slow, quiet, and sometimes even boring. But people who stay patient and continue working usually achieve more than people who keep quitting.
I think routines are also very important. When people have a routine, they do not need to decide every day whether they want to work or not.
Yes, routines make life easier. For example, if someone decides to work on their goal every day at the same time, it slowly becomes a habit. After some time, they do not need motivation because the habit becomes normal.
I think habits are very powerful because small actions repeated every day can create very big results.
That is true. Reading 10 pages every day, practicing English every day, exercising every day, or working on a business every day may not feel important in 1 week. But after a few months, those small habits can completely change someone's life.
Another problem is procrastination. Many people keep saying they will start tomorrow, next week, or next month.
Yes, but waiting for the perfect time is dangerous because the perfect time never comes. People often waste months or even years waiting for the right moment.
I think people are sometimes afraid to start because they are afraid of failure.
That is very common. People think, what if I fail? But they forget to ask, what if I succeed? Fear stops many people from reaching their goals.
And even if someone fails, failure does not mean the end.
Exactly. Failure is part of success. Almost every successful person has failed many times before they finally achieve their goals.
I think people should stop being so afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, because mistakes are part of learning. People who never make mistakes are usually people who never try anything new.
I think another important thing is protecting your energy. Some people spend too much time around negative people who always complain or say bad things.
That is true. Negative people can destroy focus. If someone is always telling you that your goal is impossible, it becomes harder to stay motivated.
That is why people should spend more time with positive people, helpful people, and people who support their dreams.
Yes, because the people around you can change the way you think. Supportive people give energy, confidence, and encouragement.
I think people should also celebrate small progress. Many people only feel proud when they achieve something big.
That is a mistake because small wins are important too. If someone stays consistent for 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year, they should feel proud.
Small progress can help people stay motivated.
Exactly. People should remember that success is not one big moment. Success is many small actions repeated for a long time.
So maybe the most important lesson is that people should keep going, even when they do not feel motivated.
Yes, people do not need to feel excited every day. They only need to keep moving forward.
Thank you for listening to part 2 of this conversation. In part 3, James and I will talk about confidence, mindset, and how to keep believing in yourself when life becomes difficult.
We will also talk about how people can stay positive and strong even when progress feels very slow.
Welcome back. In part 3, James and I are going to talk about confidence, mindset, and how people can keep believing in themselves even when life becomes difficult. Many people work hard for a few weeks or months, but when they do not see fast success, they slowly begin to lose confidence.
Yes, that happens because success usually takes much longer than people expect. Many people think they will see big results very quickly. But when they do not become successful immediately, they start doubting themselves and thinking that maybe they are not good enough.
I think self-doubt is one of the biggest reasons people stop chasing their goals. They start asking themselves negative questions like, what if I fail? What if I waste my time? Or what if I am not talented enough?
That is very true. But people need to remember that every successful person has felt doubt at some point. Even confident people sometimes feel scared, confused, and uncertain. The difference is that they continue anyway.
I think many people believe that successful people are always confident, but that is not true. Many successful people continue working even when they feel afraid.
Exactly. Confidence does not mean never feeling fear. Confidence means continuing even when fear is there. Fear is normal. Everyone feels it. But people should not let fear control their decisions.
I think many people also lose confidence because they compare themselves too much with other people. They see someone else moving faster and think they are failing.
Comparison is dangerous because it makes people forget their own progress. Everyone has different struggles, different timing, and different opportunities. Someone may reach success in 1 year, while another person may need 5 years.
That does not mean the slower person is a failure. It only means their journey is different.
Exactly. People should stop asking, why am I not where they are? And start asking, am I improving compared to who I was before?
That is a very powerful question because progress is more important than perfection. Even small progress is still progress.
Yes. Many people become unhappy because they want everything to be perfect. They think if they make one mistake, everything is ruined.
But mistakes are normal. Mistakes do not mean someone is weak or unsuccessful.
Exactly. Mistakes are proof that someone is trying. Every mistake teaches a lesson, and every lesson makes a person stronger.
I think people should also stop speaking to themselves in such a negative way. Many people are too hard on themselves.
Yes. They say things like, I will never succeed, I am not good enough, or I always fail. But if they keep speaking like that, they will slowly start believing it.
People should speak to themselves like they speak to a close friend. They should say, I am trying my best, I am improving, and I will keep going.
Exactly. Positive self-talk is very important because words can change the way people think and feel. If people keep repeating negative words, they will feel weaker. If they repeat positive words, they will feel stronger.
I think another important thing is remembering why you started. When people forget their reason, they lose motivation.
That is very true. People should remind themselves why their goal matters. Maybe they want a better life, more freedom, more confidence, more money, or a better future for their family.
When people remember their reason, it becomes easier to stay strong during difficult times.
Exactly. Hard days will come, slow progress will happen, and sometimes people will feel like giving up. But if they remember their reason, they can continue moving forward.
I think people should also learn to be patient. Many people want success immediately, but important goals usually take a long time.
Yes, patience is very important because success is usually slow. Most people only see the final result, but they do not see the months or years of hard work behind it.
That is why people should not quit just because they do not see results quickly.
Exactly. Sometimes people are much closer to success than they realize, but they quit because they become tired or discouraged.
I think people should remember that hard work is never wasted. Even if success takes time, every day of effort still matters.
That is very true. Every day of practice, every small improvement, and every difficult moment makes people stronger and smarter.
So maybe the most important lesson is that people should believe in themselves, even when success feels far away.
Yes, people do not need to have everything figured out. They only need to keep moving one step at a time.
Thank you for listening to this conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.
And remember, small progress every day can create big success in the future.
See you in the next conversation.